Ricky Berry carried promising expectations, and his rookie season was a triumph with an average of 11 points per game. However, tragedy struck when the 24-year-old took his own life following a marital dispute. It seems divorce might not have been considered as an alternative. During the 1989 offseason, mere weeks before turning 25, Berry's life came to a tragic end from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Despite not displaying apparent signs of depression, he left behind a poignant suicide note. In it, he expressed feelings of unreciprocated love from his wife and a sense of being taken advantage of. Remarkably, Berry's legacy endures, as his number 34 jersey was retired by San Jose State, making him one of just 3 former players from the university to receive this honor. Miles Bridges. Bridges, a rising sensation on the Hornets roster prior to the event, was on the verge of securing a substantial 5-year, $170 million extension. However, in June 2022, Bridges encountered legal trouble, being apprehended for felony domestic violence. Following a physical altercation arising from an argument with a woman, Bridges voluntarily surrendered himself to a Los Angeles detention center. He was subsequently released on a $130,000 bond. Michelle Johnson, the mother of Bridges' 2 children, unveiled images showcasing her injuries allegedly incurred during the incident. She conveyed her thoughts through an Instagram statement, though refrained from directly mentioning Bridges by name. In July 2022, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gaskin unveiled 3 felony domestic violence charges against Bridges. Although he received a 3-year probation sentence, incarceration wasn't mandated. Following an internal inquiry, the NBA declared in April that Bridges would face a 30-game suspension. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver later elaborated that an accord had been reached between the league and Bridges, stipulating his abstention from participating in that season. Magic Johnson. Regarded by many as the game's 3rd greatest player, Magic Johnson's departure from the court arrived with evident reluctance. Unforeseen illness compelled him to conclude his illustrious 13-season career prematurely. Despite an extraordinary journey in the sport, Johnson's retirement wasn't a triumphant one. Following his instrumental role in leading his team to the 1991 NBA Finals, an ordinary medical examination during the offseason brought to light the fact that the 6 feet 9 inches guard had contracted HIV. A few years later, a bid for a comeback faltered chiefly due to apprehensions among fellow NBA players concerning his AIDS diagnosis. Consequently, he declared retirement once again, only to stage a brief return for the 1995-96 season. Johnson depicted the period following his diagnosis as the nadir of his life, grappling with intensive media scrutiny and public outcry. In his struggle, he even contemplated a tragic end. However, Johnson persevered, channeling his efforts into HIV/AIDS advocacy and awareness. Shawn Kemp. Over a span of 14 years in his professional career, the 6 feet 10 inches power forward earned recognition through 6 All-Star selections and participation in a single NBA Finals, during which his Seattle Supersonics experienced defeat against Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. Following his trade to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kemp's once promising trajectory began to unravel, primarily due to struggles with substance abuse and managing his weight. Beyond the challenges tied to his weight, Kemp grappled with the abuse of alcohol and cocaine. His participation during that year was limited to just 68 games, as his season was curtailed by his entry into rehabilitation. What makes this tale particularly disheartening is that, at the time, Kemp stood at a mere 31 years of age and was still exhibiting his remarkable prowess as a premier power forward in Cleveland. Unfortunately, his battles with weight and substance abuse exacted a toll, thwarting any endeavors to stage an NBA comeback. Antoine Walker. His career, by general consensus, can be labeled as respectable. He notably stands out for executing one of the most memorable shimmies in the game. However, Walker's journey met an untimely end at the youthful age of 31. In 2009, Walker's off-court predicaments began to surface with increasing prominence. A DUI citation and staggering gambling debts amounting to $800,000 were part of the unfolding narrative. Just a year later, the culmination of these issues led to Walker squandering his entire fortune, prompting him to declare bankruptcy with an overwhelming debt exceeding $12.7 million. Despite a bid to stage a comeback through the D-League, Walker's efforts were regrettably belated. In the present day, he has transitioned into a motivational speaker, employing his experiences as a cautionary tale. His transformation from tragedy to redemption adds a poignant dimension to his story. Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom often drew comparisons to the southpaw skills of LeBron James, a versatile player who excelled in all facets. His capabilities spanned from point guard to center, rendering him a true challenge for defenders. Tragically, the turmoil Odom once inflicted on opponents became a struggle he faced within himself. While the widely documented substance abuse issues of his father shed light on Odom's upbringing, he too grappled with his own substance abuse battles. This internal turmoil eventually took a toll on Odom's marriage to Khloe Kardashian. The added strain was exacerbated by the couple's high-profile portrayal of their relationship on a reality television series, which magnified the challenges they were navigating. Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka, in his debut as an NBA head coach during the prior season with the Celtics, he demonstrated remarkable prowess. Guiding the team to a commendable 51-31 record following a somewhat challenging 23-24 start, his impact was palpable. Boston's triumph in 2 decisive Game 7s within the Eastern Conference playoffs stood out, even though they eventually succumbed to a 6-game series loss against the Golden State Warriors in the finals. Regrettably, Ime Udoka became embroiled in an intimate relationship with a female member of the franchise's staff, leading to his suspension for the season. His passionate demeanor, a stark contrast to that of several recent coaches, garnered him players' admiration. However, this could potentially mark the end of Udoka's coaching journey with the Celtics, and should that be the case, his return as an NBA head coach might be postponed significantly. Moreover, his actions also placed another individual's personal life and professional career in jeopardy. Allen Iverson. Can any individual player rival Allen Iverson's ability to generate polarized opinions? Iverson remains an iconic figure in Philadelphia, cherished by many. He poured his heart and soul into every court appearance, leaving an indelible mark. Yet, there was a notable discrepancy. He seemed to reserve his dedication for the game itself, often neglecting the practice floor. Iverson's natural basketball prowess led him to take it for granted, transforming it from a deserving endeavor into something he felt entitled to. As time progressed, Iverson found himself embroiled in a multitude of controversies. He faced a myriad of charges, from alleged abduction of his own children, who were under the custody of his former wife, to the tumultuous relationship with his head coach Larry Brown, and further to his struggles with drinking and gambling. Dennis Rodman. How does a player enshrined in the Hall of Fame find a place on this list? Rodman's accolades include securing 5 NBA championships, clinching the NBA Defensive Player of the Year title twice, and consistently topping the league in rebounding on 7 occasions. Still, his journey was hindered by a series of off-court challenges spanning alcohol, gambling, relationships with women, and familial struggles. Regrettably, these issues acted as impediments, curtailing Rodman from achieving a potential even higher than what he ultimately attained. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video.